was a good course. The other course, I'm assuming, was better. It was all high school. One regional or conference or something. But, yeah, so yeah, Matt played. And
Okay.
I don't know who he read with or tied to.
This was in September, though. Okay.
No comment.
She's just filling out her paperwork.
Since
Since he's in first grade.
Ridiculous.
Well, no.
Since he was in college.
Where were you guys at?
Yeah.
Probably college.
Yeah, like, kept going north and then.
Football team.
We were right there when I saw you. We were basically, that's right.
Oh,
Not your high school. Not your high school. They're not going to.
We didn't still married.
no, we didn't either.
Too much.
We were just down for homecoming a couple. Oh, we don't have any.
They played a pretty good opponent.
Well, now Georgia's
And
much
Crystal
better
didn't
than I
file.
think anybody gave them Crystal.
Yeah, they're pretty damn good.
LLC did, not
Listen,
Crestfield.
totally
You
missing.
got to
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did have both.
Yeah,
They did.
yeah. But it turns out.
Hi, Mayor, how are you?
Yeah, sure. Pretty started off.
They're very good.
Where's Betty? Waiting for Betty.
They, you know, they really only have, they got Miami this weekend. I mean, they're undefeated.
They play Stanford.
And then they play Stanford.
That's, yeah.
And that's, I think Navy's in between.
It's all-
But they can easily win the tape.
It's 5:31.
So, same.
I'm hungry.
How'd that work last time?
Oh,
It's a good, huh?
Not so good.
Okay. Good evening. This is the Joliet City Pre-Council meeting for November 6, 2017. The Honorable Robert Odekirk presiding.
We'll begin with roll call. Mayor Odekirk.
Here.
Councilman Dickinson.
Here.
Councilwoman Gavin.
Here.
Councilman Girl.
Here.
Councilman Hug. Absent. Councilman Morris.
Here.
Councilman Mudrin.
Here.
Councilwoman Coleman. Here. Councilman Turk.
Coming.
First is citizens to be heard on agenda items. Is there anyone present this evening that would like to speak on an agenda item? Seeing none, the interim city manager, Marty Shanahan, can review the agenda items for tomorrow's meeting.
I'm going to run through the agenda for tomorrow. Land use and legislative and public safety will provide the reports. There are 3 items on the consent agenda. Number 1, approval of minutes. Number 2, position vacancies, job descriptions. And number 3, the IMRF disclosable payment. Council Memo 572-17 is actually an award of contract, so that's going to be moved from consent agenda to award of contract. Under ordinances and resolutions, Council Memo 575-17, ordinances amending Chapter 28, Articles 3, et cetera, et cetera. So what this is effective January 1 of 2018, taxes for items of tangible personal property titled or registered with the state of Illinois purchased at retail within the city of Joliet. Food and beverage tax and hotel, motel, and motor fuel taxes shall be filed and paid electronically. So I want to be clear, this isn't imposing any new taxes or raising any taxes, but rather bringing us into the 21st century with requiring electronic filing and payment. IT is working on a city hall kiosk, and that is expected to be operational right around the end of January, and until then we'll have iPads available. And for your information, December 6th at 9:30 here is a training session for local businesses. And Finance Committee has reviewed and recommended approval. Council Memo 576-17, ordinance approving variation of use to allow continuation of a health care medical imaging center in an I-1 zoning district located at 254 Republic. It was discovered during a recent refinance that the petitioner did not have the proper zoning for a medical practice. This property is zoned industrial, but medical clinics are not allowed in industrial, hence the need for a special use. The property has been operating without incident as a medical clinic since 2001 at this location. Council Memo 577-17, ordinances amending Chapter 25, Article 5, et cetera, et cetera. This is a cleanup ordinance. It was determined that some of our ordinances placed stricter standards for publication than those standards that are required by state statute. This ordinance allows the city to comply with publication requirements that are aligned with state statutes. Council Memo 578-17, an ordinance amending and restating Ordinance 17619, which established salary ranges and fringe benefits for exempt employees. Recall that GovHR was hired to divide our full-time exempt employees into salary classifications, e.g. the compensation study. GovHR held meetings and interviews with exempt employees, and then the employees explained the scope and purpose of their respective positions, employees that they supervised, etc. GovHR applied a measurement system of job evaluation factors for all classifications to form a base and developed new salary classifications. GovHR recommended a total of 10 salary classifications and recommended salary ranges for the 10 salary classifications. The new salary classifications and salary ranges will replace Appendix A in ordinance number 17619. And then GovHR also made some recommendations for title changes to account for consistency and match employee duties with their new titles. Recall previously the city divided its employees into 4 groups. Exempt employees hired into a particular group will remain in the same group. And then to keep up with collective bargaining raises and combat future compression issues, after January 1 of 2018, the proposed salary range for the 10 salary classifications will be increased by the same amount as the average raises for the collective bargaining units. E.g., for example, on January 1 of 2019, all collective bargaining agreements per our agreements are going to receive a 2% raise. So the proposed salary range for the 10 classifications will also go up by 2%. So what this does is it eliminates some of the future salary impact issues. And except for replacing Appendix A, there are no other changes to Ordinance 17619. So and this is a procedural matter, so I'm restating the salary range and fringe benefits for exempt employees so we don't get into a situation in the future where we amend multiple ordinances which relate back to the original. In other words, in previous times we'd amend Section 5 and wouldn't restate the whole thing, and then a couple years later amend Section 7 and then amend Section 5 again. You try to, after a while it gets all, so what I'm proposing is when we make any changes to the thing, to the ordinance, restate the whole thing. So, all right, so Appendix A will be effective on January 1 of 2018. It does not account for merit raises. This is going to be up to the new city manager on how he wants to handle it. There will be some employees who fall below the minimum salary classifications who receive raises. So I'd like to discuss this in executive session tonight before releasing this information. That's a lot.
Question there. Yes. Obviously, it's a lot of housekeeping from the consultant. Just to be clear, we're not creating any new positions.
Correct.
We're just formalizing our salary ranges.
Yes.
And we are redefining some positions with a new, maybe more accurate title.
Yes.
But we're not creating any new positions.
Correct. Okay. That would fall under position vacancies and job descriptions. Ordinance 579-17, ordinance amending Chapter 2, Article 13, amending the dollar amount which triggers bidding requirements. State statute increased the minimum dollar value from $20,000 to $25,000. This amendment increases the city's ordinance to meet that which was raised by state statute. Council Memo 580-17, approval of an ordinance to propose a feasibility study and report with respect to designation of certain area as a tax increment financing redevelopment area downtown Joliet. The city is proposing to decrease the territory presently located within the existing city center TIF and create an additional downtown Joliet TIF. The new TIF territory would be designed to encompass the area that has seen little or no development activity. Under resolutions, Council Memo 582-17, resolution appointing a City of Joliet Plan trustee for the city's Deferred Compensation 457 plan. This resolution appoints our new HR manager, Kelly Franson, as the plan trustee. Kathy. What did I say? Oh, Kathy, sorry. Council Memo 583-17, a resolution approving a TIF development agreement with John Bays Enterprises LLC, 201-203 North Ottawa Street. The owner, John Bays, is seeking a TIF development agreement to assist with eligible redevelopment costs. This is similar in form to previous TIF deals and virtually identical to the first Midwest Bank project on Chicago Street. The incentive proposal is a rebate of incremental property taxes generated as a result of the improvements and a waiver of any building impact fees. And I see that Mr. Bays and his attorney are present if you have any questions about the development itself.
Question.
Yes.
How are we doing with the restaurants, Mr. Bays?
I've talked to several people. I have like 8 people that's willing to put a restaurant in there right now, but it's not the name that I'm looking for. I'm still working on it. I'm meeting with a company tonight. It's one of the people that I really wanted to try to get in the property. Meeting with them at 7:30 tonight. And then tomorrow at 1 o'clock, I'm meeting with another person that I would really be happy to move in there. So I haven't been pushing. Normally, I would have the building full right now. I have enough people, the tenants, to fill the building up right now, but I'm trying to do something kind of special with this building. And I really want what I want for this one. So I'm stalling a little bit to try to land the right person. My biggest obstacle I've been running into is every one of the big chains keeps saying about Chicago Street, and I keep telling them it's going to open for sure. It's a done deal for sure, but they want to see it happen. That means I would have to wait till April or May next year to try to land one of these people. For some reason, they said it's been talked about for years, but they don't feel it's 100% for sure.
It's happening now.
And I think we all know it is going to happen this time. But the 2 big people that I want to see that open before they commit to anything. But if I can land one of these people that I'm meeting with tonight and tomorrow, I'll be pretty happy with that. You're going to be very happy with this building. It's going to be nice, first class. Like I said before, even if I have to put up my own money to build it all out for the restaurant to convince somebody that I'm that sure it's going to work, I will do that.
Thank you. Good luck.
Okay, thank you.
Marty, can we reach out to the county regarding the intergovernmental agreement on Chicago Street?
Yes.
Can you provide that to Mr. Bays?
Mayor, you know, we have all these bridges that go up and down all the time, and I feel sorry for Harris Casino when they're painting a bridge or working on a bridge, because it's got to cost them millions of dollars. We need traffic downtown. And I really believe, and I think I've told you 100 times about it, I think when you open up Chicago Street, that's going to bring a lot of traffic, especially if we can get that 2-way traffic going there. And someday, I hope that one of the bridges in downtown Joliet will be replaced with a real bridge that you don't have to open and close, because that really does affect the traffic downtown. And I'm one person that would love to see this city downtown go. And I think I told you, I'm like 99% occupied on 650,000 square feet of buildings that were vacant when I bought them. 99% is a big number, but I will do everything I say I'll do. And you know, when I tell you I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. And I have a lot of plans for the other things that I'm gonna do downtown, but the Catholic Charities building, I've got a few other things working that I'm gonna try to talk to Catholic Charities about, maybe downsizing. Because I've got a plan for a really big tenant that would like to have that whole 2nd floor of the Catholic Charities. And if I can convince them to maybe let me move them on the lower level, I think I can. If this deal does happen, I will go to the Catholic Church and try to get, that will make this is a company, a billion-dollar company that might come downtown. They're coming downtown Joliet for sure. I got a guarantee of which one of my buildings they're gonna go in. They've got their choice now between First Midwest, Base Professional, and the Catholic Charities building. The Catholic Charity building is the only one really big enough for them. I'm going to have to squeeze them around to more than one floor if I try to move them into a different building, unless something can happen with First Midwest that I can attach it to another building and give them some more space on another floor. But I think I got a lot of good things going to be happening for downtown.
Absolutely.
And Mayor, I support everything. You are one mayor that's did more, I think, for downtown than any mayor I've ever seen since I've been here. I'm so excited that you're trying so hard to make downtown successful that I'm willing to put up a lot of money to help make that work too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Council Memo 584-17, resolution appointing a City of Joliet authorized agent to the Illinois Municipal Retirement Fund. This resolution appoints our new HR manager, Kathy Franzen, as the IMRF authorized agent. 585-17, resolution authorizing transfers of a police dog to Officer Robert Battersher. Council Memo 586-17, resolution approving the renaming of Joliet Baseball Stadium to Joliet Route 66 Stadium. There's a rendering up on the board. That's just a, if somebody wants to come up with some money. So in the event a naming rights deal is consummated in the future, the multi-purpose stadium will be Joliet Route 66 Stadium at blank, insert sponsor name, field, or a derivative or shoot off of same. So if you think of Joliet Memorial Stadium, everyone knows it to be Joliet Memorial Stadium, and right now their sponsor is ATI, so it's ATI Field at Joliet Memorial Stadium. So think of it along those same kind of lines.
Question.
Yes.
Is the Silver Cross sign still up there?
It is still there.
Is it gonna be, how long is it gonna be up there?
I can't answer that question.
Okay.
The question.
Yes.
Mr. Bays, would you be interested in a stadium, sir? We got a good deal on one if you'd like. Okay. We just want to open that up for you.
Just what you need is a baseball team.
You're right. It's a baseball team, that's what you need. Okay. Thank you, Mayor.
What could be the Bay City Slammers?
Yeah. Hey, now that's a good catchy name.
I'm just going to keep going. Council Memo 587-17, resolution in support of the Illinois Transportation Enhancement Program for Chicago streetscape improvements. IDOT requires passage of a resolution of support when applying for an Illinois Transportation Enhancement Program grant, or ITEP. Council Memo 588-17, resolution appropriating funds for the Charity Ave Sherman Street roadway improvements. Council Memo 589-17, resolution authorizing sale of vacant surplus real estate, 300 block of Ohio. Sale price is $5,000 and appraisal is included in the materials. And Council Memo 590-17, resolution authorizing sale of vacant surplus real estate at 1214 Hague. Sale price $2,400. Appraisal is included in the materials. Bids and contracts, the items were reviewed by, or will be reviewed by Public Service Committee, who will report on any issues tomorrow. I just note Council Memo 606-17, request for authorization, 606-17, request for authorization to award a contract for Spring Creek Interceptor sewer lining at the CN Rail Yard is actually an award of contract, not a amendment change order. And then there's one other one that I just want to bring your attention to under award of contracts, and that's Council Memo 598-17. The city plans to replace the coin-operated parking meters with pay stations in additional downtown areas to automate. And I'm sure we all know that the current meters only take coins. So actually with the pay stations, we'll be able to accept cash and cards, plastic and paper and coins. I think coins.
Coins and cards.
Coins and cards, okay. And then lastly, there is one thing I do want to pass out, kind of a follow-up from last meeting, and that's a meeting with Crest Hill. And there was a lawsuit that was mentioned about City of Joliet and the trucks with Crest Hill. So I'm going to pass out a copy of that case, and then if you want to talk about it more tomorrow, you can. That's all I have. Yeah.
Next, we have public comments. Is there anyone that would like to speak under public comments this evening? Next is closed session. Is there a motion to go into a closed session to discuss personnel, collective bargaining, land acquisition or conveyance, pending or threatened litigation, after which the meeting will be adjourned?
So moved.
Second?
Been motion and seconded to approve. Councilman Dickinson.
Aye.
Councilwoman Gavin.
Aye.
Councilman Girl.
Aye.
Councilman Hug.
Aye.
Councilman Morris.
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin.
Aye.
Councilwoman Coleman.
Aye.
Councilman Turk. Motion carried.